Hey, and welcome back to Midnight NC Garage. Obviously, that is not the NC. That is the 2010 Ford F-150 that I just got. Still working on some stuff with it. So I'll kind of go over what I have done so far. Alright, so zoom out a little bit. So a few things that I've already done with the truck are replacing one of the sockets for the rear here on the brake light. One of them was broken or melted, and the previous owner just kind of like glued it back together, which didn't really work. So I went and bought a new one, plugged it in, put a new bulb in it. Works fine. Something else I did, which I had made a short about, was one of the ABS sensors down here. Let's see if I can get a light on. Oh, nope. So right here on the ABS sensors, the guy again just kind of twisted the wires together as they had to be extended because of the 6-inch lift, and instead of using butt connectors or solder or anything, just kind of twisted them together, threw some electrical tape on it, and so wires were touching and giving off codes on that, throwing brake codes, ABS codes, traction control codes. So I went ahead and fixed that as well. One more thing I had to do was the radiator fans was not working on it. So I'm going to make a short video of that later. So fans weren't coming on, which obviously was causing it to overheat whenever you stopped. Pop this up here. And so checked all the fuses, and so 2 out of 3 were good. Well, the fuses themselves were good, but one was not getting power to it. So I found the low-speed fan relay, which was this guy here, was not switching over to give power to that other relay. So once that relay switches over, it gives power to the other fuse, which was not getting power, and then that in turn powers the larger relay for the high-speed fan. So with that low-speed relay not switching over, the low speed nor the high speed would come on. Once I replaced that, everything is working fine now. So I am getting an occasional misfire on spark plug, or not spark plug, but cylinder number 4. It is the 5.4 liter V8. So that's going to be, excuse me, this guy all the way in the back on the passenger side. I did see something down there. I'm not sure if the video, yeah, you can kind of see it. Little silver thing right down in there. There we go. So I'm going to get that out of there. Not sure what that is. I doubt that's causing the whole issue there, but it's a piece of metal that's not supposed to be in there. So I'm going to get that out and take a look at some other stuff while I'm up in here. Alright, so I got it out now. I'm honestly not 100% sure what it is. Looks like probably made of aluminum. I thought it was threaded inside, but it's not. It just kind of has some grooves in it. And then the top part here looks like it was either cut or pinched off. So yeah, if you know what that is, please let me know. But as of right now, I'm not sure. It's just kind of hanging down in there with that coil pack and injector. But I'm going to take a look at some more things. I did read sometimes fluid gets down in there from leaky heater hoses, because that does have the heater hoses kind of running right on top of it there. So I'm going to see if it's wet in there. Didn't really look too wet when I was getting that out, but I'm going to take a better look now and maybe try to get some of that gunk out of there and get that spark plug pulled and see what it looks like. Alright, so I pulled that number 4 spark plug back there. Went ahead and pulled the coil pack off of it as well. Made it a little easier to get it out, giving us a little bit more space. It's going to be a 9/16 socket. I do like the magnetic ones a bit better than the rubber boot ones, just a personal preference. So I have these here. So this thing is kind of dirty. For right now, as I don't have more, because I was really just checking out what these look like. Let's see if I can get the focus a little bit better. I think my camera's just dirty from it being in my pocket. Yeah, so electrode is pretty dark. I just checked the oil just to verify, because I did check it when I bought the truck, and everything looked good, but just making sure they didn't swap out oil right before, and since I put miles on it now, but it still looks good. This has sludge around the threads here, so I do think at some point it probably got some crap back there and leaked down onto these threads as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this one up. And then if you look at the coil pack here, especially the top of it, you can see all the stuff accumulated on that that it did keep out. So I'm gonna clean the top of that as well. I'm gonna get both of those cleaned up, and then once I do, I'm gonna take my air nozzle from the air compressor and kind of blow everything out back there. Like I said, once I get this back in, so it doesn't blow everything in the cylinder. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Then I'll probably go ahead and get me some new spark plugs ordered, and just go ahead and replace all of them. I was a bit apprehensive at first because the earlier models of this truck have been known to break spark plugs in the head, but this is one of the later models for this engine, and as it does have a ton of miles, you know, I'm sure they've been changed a few times, or at least I hope so. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up, get these back in, try to push on a little bit, see if that coat will come back up. If it does, then obviously I just need to work on it a bit more. If it goes away, that's probably the issue, although it probably will return as these plugs are pretty dirty. I'm gonna go ahead and pull one of the other ones just to you know, see what it looks like compared to this one before I do that. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I'll resume the video. Alright, so other coil pack out there, a little grimy, not as much as the other one here. The electrode on this one is fairly dark as well, not quite as dark as the one in the rear back there. This is going to be the front one on the passenger side. You see it still has a bunch of gunk on the threads itself though. One thing I did notice just a second ago is the back side here. If I can quit shaking. It's pretty white and does have a little bit of blistering on it, so it looks like it is getting pretty hot. The same for this one here, if you can see that. So I'll have to look into that as well, but yeah, it definitely needs new spark plugs, so that'll probably be something I go ahead and take of tomorrow, as I'm running out of time from my own list today. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean both of these up real quick and get them both back in, and then make me a trip to the parts store at some point today or tomorrow morning, and I'll resume this video. Alright, so we're back here with my mess of a shop still. So got crap everywhere. Got new plugs up. So went with NGKs. I know a lot of people recommend the Motorcraft, but honestly, recommendations were everywhere from Motorcraft to Champion, Autolite, and NGK, and I've used NGK for pretty much my entire time of working on vehicles, and I've never had any issues with NGKs, and that's what was already in here to begin with. So I was just going to go back with some NGKs. So I'm going to go ahead and get all those coil packs and boots out, and then I'll start getting to pulling those spark plugs. I did go ahead and get some anti-seize here, as we do not want the new plugs sticking in there, but I'll go over that once I get to that point. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these boots pulled out with the coil packs, and then I'll resume the video at that point. Alright, so all the coil packs are out for the passenger side here, along with the spark plugs. You see these are pretty dirty. All the tips pretty white on the electrodes on these, on all of them actually. So we'll keep an eye on that once we run the new ones a bit. The other two boots that I haven't cleaned are obviously still pretty dirty. I'm gonna go ahead and clean those up while I have them out as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and verify the gap on all four of these before I put them in. Get a little bit of the anti-seize here on those threads, and then I'll get the new plugs put in. Alright, so the passenger side are all back in, all hooked back up. I've started working on the driver's side now. Got the old coil packs out, as you see here. It's like someone previously working on this kind of cracked where the bolt holds that down, so I may need to get a new one of those soon. Boots look in alright condition on this side. They're not nearly as dirty as they were on the passenger side. Same story with the plugs, honestly. I know they look dirty there, but yeah, they look much cleaner than the passenger side over there. So wondering if I got something maybe leaking in the valve cover or something. Maybe getting them a little messier on this side, but we'll finish this up and then you know, get to that when we get to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the new plugs gapped, and then some NECs on those threads as well. The other side went in pretty easy, no issues there. Got them all gapped properly. These plugs were gapped at around 0.035. You want 0.041 for these, so that's what I'm gapping them to. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this side back together, and then we'll get her started after that. Alright, so the driver's side is put back together now as well. Climb my butt back up here. Alright, so a little different on this side. It was a little more difficult, more stuff in the way here. So let me try to get back in here where you can see. There we go. Alright, so back here, see, we've got this extra wiring there. Looks like they rewired one of the injectors at one point. So yeah, the first couple were easy to get to. The third and fourth one back there, not 3 and 4 cylinder, but the third one in the row here and the fourth one back there are a little more difficult to get to. I did undo the fuel injector connectors for the rear tube back here. Just made it a lot easier to get those coil packs and boots out, as well as the spark plugs, and kind of move those wires out of the way. That rear one in the very back, the screw holding down the coil pack is kind of a pain to get to. Thankfully my hands aren't too big here. I was able just to get a little ratchet back there with an extension. So yeah, everything is put back together at this point. Everything gapped, everything anti-seized, and all the connectors are back on. So I did disconnect the battery over there since I undid the fuel injectors. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that put back on, and then I'll be done here. So give me a moment and I'll get that battery connected and we'll get it started up. All right, so let's get her started up. Alright, so just the normal lights on there for the not the wheel speed sensor, the what's that thing called? The air sensor in your tire pressure sensor fault. Thank you. It spelled it out for me because apparently my brain stopped working. Alright, so yeah, everything sounds good. I'll take it for a drive here in just a minute just to make sure. But not too terrible, besides the back one here on the driver's side. It's really the only one that's kind of difficult to get to. So outside of that, pretty straightforward job, as long as it's one of the older models or the earlier models. Pretty common to break those things off, but if it's now, you know, I'm sure most of the older models have already been swapped out with newer plugs by now, so I still wouldn't worry too much about it. But thanks again for tuning in, and have a great day.